10 things you need to know about Black Ops 6 Zombies. Either you are here because you are hyped about zombies or you want to find a reason to purchase the game come October time. Well, this video will satisfy both of you. I'll start with the first thing you need to know. There are going to be many customizable options to make the game feel more like the classic zombies we all know and love. It's no secret that the game is completely different than it was 10 to 15 years ago, but you can adjust certain settings to bring back a similar atmosphere. For example, you can change the HUD back to the ones such as the BO3 HUD or leaving the HUD as the current Warzone kind of look. There will be many other throwback and new options. One of the biggest things returning is the loadouts, and it's more of an infamous feature, but you can of course choose to not run some crazy weapon and play through the classic route, starting with a weaker weapon. If you watched the Liberty Falls gameplay, you may have not liked how there are health bars and other damage signals when shooting zombies. Well, you will also be able to disable those to make it as simplified as possible with just the hit markers present. Or in other words, all of this is just to let you guys know that you can make it feel as OG as possible. Of course, at its core, it's going to be a completely different mode than what we were accustomed to pre-Cold War zombies, but that doesn't mean it won't be its own type of fun. What I guarantee will be fun for most people is exploring new maps. We will start off the game with two new maps to play, which include Terminus and Liberty Falls. Terminus appears to be taking a darker approach with a kind of Zetsubo feel in some parts, and the bunker reminds me of the one in Cold War Zombies as well. While with Liberty Falls, we were only able to see a limited part of the map in-game, but this one seems to have a lighter feel to it and almost seems like it'll feel more like a Warzone or multiplayer map. On top of this, you need to know that the DLC will be free. Season passes aren't a thing anymore, so you will be getting future DLC maps throughout the Call of Duty seasons. We should be able to expect the first new map within the first 2 months of the game. And maybe that $70 price tag is already scaring you. Well, it is good to know that you can also play the game with Xbox Game Pass, either on obviously Xbox or PC. Sorry for you PlayStation users. But if you are on PC or Xbox, the Game Pass is a good deal, especially if there are already games on there that you want to check out. And this is also a way to play the game without committing to it. And many of you might already even have Game Pass. If you change your mind after 1 month, you only pay $10 to experience the game as opposed to the $70 it costs on release. This is what I will be doing, especially since Game Pass has many other games that I also want to check out, so just wanted to share with you guys. With the two new maps will come their own specific Easter eggs and of course their own main quest, that I'm assuming will end in a typical Easter egg boss fight of some sort. Apparently Terminus will have the most or close to the most amount of side quests found in a map ever. There will be a guided mode for the main quest that will be released a few weeks after it has been solved the authentic way, aka people running around the map trying random things till they eventually solve the cryptic Easter egg. You should also know that by completing the main Easter egg before the guided quest is released, you will get an exclusive calling card. This might give you a little urgency to come and get those Easter eggs done as soon as they are solved. Also, I will be going through and marathoning all BO3 Easter eggs, Chronicles included, starting Saturday, September 14th at 9 AM PST. I will be live here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Gobblegums are back, but they aren't completely the same thing. Liquid diviniums will no longer be a thing. Based off what I've been reading, you have a chance to receive a gobblegum or multiple after every round. So the same way you used to get the liquid diviniums, instead it will just be those random gobblegums directly. There will no longer be a classic gobblegum, so only ones that are consumables will be in the game. I'm assuming they will make some of the classic gobblegums a low rarity or just buffed versions of them. Now, when you pick up a gobblegum, it will not be used. You can hold up to 3 in your pocket and use them on command like a kill streak. We've gotten to see a few new gobblegums, but a lot are still in speculation. I will make an entirely separate video going over all new and returning gobblegums, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for that. And while you're down there, make sure to click the like button and again consider pulling up to live streams. We have seen a few new wonder weapons already. The first one for Terminus is the Beam Smasher, which is basically a laser gun. This has 3 functions, one which is obviously the laser, there's another one which will hold the zombies in a trance state, and then the third one being an electric cherry feature that will blast nearby zombies when you reload. I also want to include Specialist, and so far we know the Mangler weapon can be picked up and will have about 3 charges of use. You can also play as the Mangler by saving up salvage, which if you don't know what salvage is, it's a form of currency that zombies will be dropping. This is a returning feature from Cold War Zombies, but once you have enough of that, you can buy a mutation injection and turn yourself into a Mangler for some time. Over at Liberty Falls, we will have the thrust weapon from Transit returning in a new fashion. We will also have the Wonder Waff, which I believe was confirmed to be in the map or at least released in the game at some point. It was in the cinematic trailer, so if it's not in the game, they are just being misleading with that. And of course, the iconic, legendary, beautiful ray gun will be returning. Now, just a little disclaimer, 90% of the stuff on here should be 100% true, but the other 10% is still uncertain. I've just been going off of stuff that I see in videos of people who actually got to play the game and then different articles that are confirming stuff. So if those things are wrong, then I might have wrong information here. I was just trying to put it all together into one place. but for the most part, everything should be pretty accurate. Augments will be a feature in BO6, and if you don't know what they are, they basically seem to be something that works as a perk for your perks. Augments will exist for perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades. Each item will have 3 of its own major augments and 3 of its own minor augments, and only 1 of each major and minor can be equipped for each item. So as an example, let's say the 3 major augments for Juggernog are 25% more health, carry more armor, zombie gets zapped when they hit you. Just made those up as an example, by the way, not sure if those will actually exist, but for those 3 you can only choose one, so let's say I take the 25% more health. That is my 1 major augment for Juggernog. I can now also pick one of the 3 minor augments, which will probably be something like take an extra hit, gain speed when weak, or deal more damage when weak. I'll be able to pick one of those, and you'll be able to do this for every perk, ammo mod, and field upgrade within the game. So basically like an attachment to these things. To unlock augments, you have to go to the main menu and pick an item to place in research. Then just as you play, you will begin to unlock augments for what you have within research. So again, for Juggernog, if you place it in research, you will unlock augments for Juggernog as you play, then need to switch it out to start progressing the others. BO6 will have its own camo system with its own mastery camos for zombies that I'm sure will be their own dark matter versions for zombies. Here are some of the images that we have for those camos right now. We have the Mystic Gold, Opal, Afterlife, and Nebula. Just something to look forward to grinding for. Next, we will see new types of tentacle monsters returning. So far, we've only seen one that'll pop out when you stay in the water for too long when you're riding the boat, which if you didn't know, one of the ways to travel in Terminus will be via boat, but don't stay in the water too long or this monster will come by to take you out. There's also a new tentacle trap. There is some tentacle monster that is stuck in a vent and you can open for it to grab and take out some zombies, but be careful not to get caught in it yourself by either sliding or proning through it. If you do get grabbed, try to shoot or melee the tentacles to escape its grip. A huge new feature coming to the game is the save and quit feature. As of now, this feature will only work for solo, but if you are going for some crazy high round but you want to take a break to play with your friends, you can do so. When you save and quit, you can still play another multiplayer zombies lobby. Do know that this game does snitch on you and it will leave the save and quit on your record. But another huge W with this is that if your game happens to crash for some reason, your progress will still be saved. But it will only save if you are full health. This is to avoid being cornered and then just unplugging your computer to save the day. So you might get lucky with the timing, but it's nice that this will save many from losing all their progress in an unfortunate way. You can also now join a friend's game after it has started at any time and any round. But you can't join games that were started as solo, but you can join games back that you may have disconnected from, or that your friends might already be playing in. Know that co-op games will not become solo when you leave, so if you have the genius plan to leave your friend's game so they can save and quit and come back later, that will not work. Since the lobby was started in co-op, it will be considered a co-op lobby even though there was one person in it. There is a feature that will apparently be used as a longer pause option for if someone has to use the restroom or get groceries down. You know, the usual zombie hindrances. Now I know I went past 10, but deal with it. The level up system is back to the prestige system with 10 prestiges and then 1000 levels following the 10 prestiges. All progression will be the same, so when you're prestiging in multiplayer, you're also prestiging in zombies. Also, any types of attachments you unlock can be used in weapons in both as well. So far it seems that all the perks will probably work different, especially with the augments, but so far the brand new core perk is the melee macchiato perk, which as in the name will help boost all your melee damage. This seems to have a fun perk to get early game, but I feel like by the time you get zombies, they will be coming in waves, so we'll see how practical it really is. But it's definitely nice to see them experimenting with the new perk. Once again, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I just hopped on the hype train for Call of Duty Zombies. I've been a fan of zombies for over a decade and will continue to make helpful content for you guys. I've always wanted to make content around it and this is my first video doing so appreciate you guys for the support. Also consider becoming a member to get your name at the end of every video as you see here. Until next time, love ya, see ya.